I'm Arman Tsarukyan. We have a training camp with Khamzat Chimaev. He's getting ready for his title fight. He looks sharp, so excited for him and to see him UFC champion. So far his camp going well. He's healthy. He has a lot of energy and I'm just here to help him whatever they need. If they need the wrestling, I'll wrestle. If they need the striking, I'll strike. So I'm here to help and I want him to be a UFC champion.
That's good. Ready? Go! Pull! That's it, pull! Come on, here you go. Come on, here's your fight. Beat them up like that, boy. Jump it out, boy. Good. Arman counter. Okay, 1-1. 1-1. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. 1-1. Let's go.
Khamzat Chimaev gets joined by Arman Tsarukyan in his training camp ahead of his fight with Dricus Du Plessis. Moreover, Arman Tsarukyan recalled wrestling Khamzat Chimaev, saying it was a tough match. He said it was submission only, and his goal was to avoid getting submitted for a draw. Khamzat weighed 98 kilos, while Arman was 83, giving Khamzat a 30-pound advantage.
The grappling match that you had with Khamzat, was he as tough as you expected?
He's tough, strong. He was like a submission only, and I just wanted to not give him submission, just to be a draw.
How much do you think he weighed in that?
He was 98 kilo.
And what about you?
I was 183.
So he was like 30 pounds more than you.
Yeah.
However, Khamzat Chimaev and Arman Tsarukyan were seen training together in a back garage, pushing each other through intense drills ahead of the Dricus Du Plessis fight.
Go! Yeah! Go! Yep! Go! Don't cross it! Go! 24-97, Arman! Go!
Furthermore, Arman Tsarukyan said he is part of Khamzat Chimaev's training camp as Khamzat prepares for his title fight. He shared that Khamzat looks sharp, is healthy, full of energy, and he's excited to see him become UFC champion.
I'm Arman Tsarukyan. We have a training camp with Khamzat Chimaev. He's getting ready for his title fight. He looks sharp, so excited for him and to see him UFC champion. So far his camp going well. He's healthy. He has a lot of energy and I'm just here to help him whatever they need. If they need the wrestling, I'll wrestle. If they need the striking, I'll strike. So I'm here to help and I want him to be a UFC champion.
Khamzat Chimaev and Arman Tsarukyan were also seen in the gym together, lifting weights and pushing through intense strength sessions as part of their training routine.
You may not be looking for a promise. Arman counter. Okay, 1-1. 1-1. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. 1-1.
However, Henry Cejudo said he believes Khamzat Chimaev has the skills to beat anyone in a round, impressed by his performance against Robert Whittaker. However, he warned that Dricus Du Plessis is a tough, scrappy fighter with relentless pace and volume. Cejudo noted that preparing for someone like DDP requires full 5-round conditioning, and while he once thought DDP was sloppy, he now sees his pressure and tenacity as a real problem for anyone.
Does Khamzat beat DDP?
Man, Khamzat could beat anybody in the world in about a round. Super impressed with what he did to Robert Whittaker. I don't see that against DDP. DDP's scrambling, man. You're gonna need to really be able to pace yourself for 5 rounds. With DDP's train just continue to keep rolling and he's still steaming and his train's still hot. It depends on how long DDP wants to take a break. You're gonna have to prepare, man, for a guy like DDP. You're gonna need a 3-rounder or a 5-rounder to get ready, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think DDP's too I used to think he was the sloppiest thing on planet Earth, and I thought the same thing about Rob. until they bring that volume and just the tenacity. It changes everything.
Moreover, the MMA guru picked Dricus Du Plessis to beat Khamzat Chimaev, saying he believes DDP will survive the first round and finish Chimaev later in the fight. He pointed out that Du Plessis has a strong base in jiu-jitsu and submission grappling that many overlook. Guru also said DDP is bigger, stronger, tougher, and has more heart and durability than Robert Whittaker, adding that without the same physical issues Whittaker had, DDP will be able to wear Chimaev down and break him in the later rounds.
Who you got? Chimaev versus DDP. I've got DDP over Chimaev. I've got Dricus Du Plessis winning. I think Dricus survives round 1 and finishes Chimaev in the later rounds. Dricus has a really good fundamental base in jiu-jitsu and submission grappling, and it's something that not a lot of people know about. Dricus is bigger, stronger, I think more gritty and heart. He has more heart than Whittaker by far. He's tougher, he's more durable. He doesn't have the teeth problems that Whittaker had. So I think he's going to break Chimaev in the later rounds.
However, Khamzat Chimaev has been sharpening his wrestling with elite names like former champion Luke Rockhold ahead of his bout with Dricus Du Plessis. Their recent sessions have focused on pressure control and takedown timing, helping Chimaev prepare for a grinding physical fight. Rockhold's size and grappling skill make him a perfect test for Chimaev, who's been training with top-level partners to prepare for Du Plessis' awkward style. These intense workouts are aimed at building the endurance and technique needed for a high-paced battle. Moreover, Eddie Alvarez said it's hard for him to bet against Khamzat Chimaev because of his power, but he finds Dricus Du Plessis to be an unusual and unpredictable fighter. He noted that DDP's style isn't visually clean or polished, but he always finds a way to win. Alvarez praised Du Plessis' extreme conditioning and work ethic, calling him one of the hardest workers in the sport. While he believes Chimaev is dangerous early, he thinks if the fight goes past the second round, it could swing in Du Plessis' favor.
I think it's hard to bet against Chimaev for me. The guy's a powerhouse, but I can't pick that. Yeah, Dricus is like this odd character for me. Like I never really watching him aesthetically. It don't all look perfect. It's very like it doesn't look aesthetically. It doesn't look good, but he gets the job done. His conditioning's crazy. He's one of the hardest workers in the entire sport, and he finds a way. He's one of them guys who find a way regardless of how it looks. So you can never count him out. But I think Chimaev, if it goes past round 2, Dricus.
Sean Strickland mentioned that guys like Chimaev, who have that grappling-heavy style, are tricky, and while he can usually handle it due to years of experience, he's unsure if Dricus can do the same. Strickland added that if Dricus can stop the wrestling, he believes he wins the fight without question. Having sparred with Chimaev before, he still leaned toward Dricus, but said wrestling will be the key factor.
Did you see TDP and Khamzat got announced?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Where's it gonna be at?
Chicago.
Oh no. They're letting the Harrison.
Do you think he beats DDP or do you think DDP retains?
You know what's hard? So those little Chechen, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me who I've been training with for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple him. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him. But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, you know. I sparred Chechen, like hands down, I think Dricus wins. But it's just gonna come down to like, are you gonna be able to like counter wrestle? And like you can, it's not hard.
Darren Till said he believes Khamzat Chimaev will beat Dricus Du Plessis within 2 rounds. He praised Dricus for his hard work, strength, and awkward style, but said it still won't be enough to stop Khamzat. Till mentioned he recently spoke with Chimaev and plans to head to Dubai to help with his camp. He added that while Khamzat knows it will be a tough fight, he still sees him as a beast who will get the job done quickly.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, look, with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Kamaru Usman said not to sleep on Khamzat Chimaev at middleweight, reminding people how many doubted him before the Robert Whittaker fight. He called Khamzat extremely strong and talented, capable of shocking anyone. However, he also gave full credit to Dricus Du Plessis, saying he's champion for a reason after beating 3 former champs in a row. Usman emphasized the importance of respecting all fighters, noting that fans often criticize performances without understanding the courage it takes to step into the cage.
And just lastly, who do you see taking the belt at 185?
At 185? Listen, I told you guys, don't sleep on Khamzat. When he was fighting Robert Whittaker, everyone said, oh yeah, Whittaker's gonna get him. Hey, don't sleep on him. Khamzat's extremely talented, extremely strong. He can shock anyone. But Dricus Du Plessis, you can't sleep on him as well. He's the champion for a reason, taking out 3 champions back to back to back. So, hey, respect to all those guys. I respect every one of these fighters. You know, I know people at home were spectators and were fans, and they like to just kind of talk, oh, he had a bad performance, he had a boring one. But hey, you have to respect each and every one of these guys that's willing to get in here, you know, in little bitty gloves and damn near underwear and bare their soul in here. So you have to respect that.
Rainier de Ritter believes Dricus Du Plessis is being overlooked against Khamzat Chimaev, noting that while his technique isn't the smoothest, he always finds a way to win and gets stronger as the fight goes on. De Ritter is confident Du Plessis can survive Chimaev's early pressure and thinks if he avoids damage early, he could take over and possibly finish the fight in the later rounds.
Khamzat versus Du Plessis. Predictions?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are underestimating Dricus right now. If you look at like fights they've had, it looks a bit sloppy when Dricus fights, but he always gets them. He gets better as longer as the rounds go on, and I think he can survive that early onslaught of Khamzat. So I think Dricus can pull the win out, maybe a late finish, 4th or 5th round, but we'll see.
Meanwhile, Alexander Gustafsson praised Chimaev's dominant wrestling and control on the ground, saying it gives him a serious advantage. Even though Du Plessis may have a size edge, Gustafsson believes Chimaev is just as powerful and better in close-range grappling. He pointed to that skill gap as a potential deciding factor.
You're like 2-3 weight classes above him. How strong is he? Because I've seen like he's a good training partner for you.
Yeah, no, he's very natural, strong, you know, and he has very strong genes, and he just comes with raw power, you know. All his power just comes from nature, you know.
Just natural.
Right? Natural, yeah. So guys, to get the full All-Stars experience.
Coach Eric Nixon described Du Plessis as focused and professional, always showing up prepared. He said Du Plessis has grown a lot since his fight with Brad Tavares. While some think his style looks strange, Nixon believes Du Plessis uses his movement wisely, throwing off opponents with unusual timing and forward pressure. In his view, the smartest strategy is to take Du Plessis down early and keep him from getting into a rhythm.
I'm so curious to how Khamzat and DDP plays out. I feel like DDP's going to be able to weather the storm the first 2 rounds and then start taking off the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. What do you think?
I do too. I've studied DDP a bunch. Super respectful, nice guy. He's very well coached. Just his overall development, he's jumped leaps and bounds in between that Brad fight to now being world champion. People think it looks erratic, but it's not. It's very calculated what he's trying to do. It's a lot of those same reps that he does, but there's a motion to him that's kind of hard to gather rhythm. How do you eliminate all that? Take the guy down, put him on his back.
Din Thomas believes Dricus Du Plessis has the advantage if the fight goes long, explaining that Chimaev may struggle once he realizes Du Plessis' pressure and grit don't fade. He noted that real endurance comes from smart fighting, and Du Plessis' complete skill set helps him conserve energy while staying busy, which could be the key to turning the fight in his favor.
So what do you think? It just goes into the championship rounds and he figures them out?
Yeah, I think that by the 3rd round, Khamzat's like, all right, I don't really know. I can't, this guy's not going away. Wow. And also too, is if Khamzat does, let's say he does pace himself a little better, Dricus will just pour it on him.
Right.
So I think that pacing is a big factor. We always talk about this cardio thing, but cardio is really just being able to manage whatever pace you have based on the skill set you have. That's really what it comes down to. Like if you have a very limited skill set and you're forced to be in situations that you're not comfortable in, you're gonna have bad cardio. But when you have a very well-rounded skill set and you can pace yourself better, you're gonna have good cardio. So, I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Luke Rockhold views Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Du Plessis as a clash of styles, saying Chimaev's early aggression and wrestling could be a big factor if he controls the fight early. However, if Du Plessis makes it through the opening rounds, Rockhold believes his toughness and strong finish could turn things around and earn him the win.
It's not always about the most technical guy, you know, it's the guy who wants it more. And
how do you think he fares against Khamzat?
I think Khamzat is a go for broke kind of guy. Khamzat, if he can't out wrestle you, he can't control you in that fierce state of direction of what he does. You know, I think he'll break. Khamzat will get him if he'll get him, but if he can't get him, it's going to be a hard third, fourth, and fifth round.
Right.
I think that's going to be all Dricus.
So if it goes into the championship rounds, you like the champ?
Yeah, 100%.
Chael Sonnen gave his thoughts on the upcoming clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis, making it clear that this fight is no walk in the park. He noted that taking Du Plessis to the mat is tougher than many think, as no opponent has been able to keep him grounded for long. Sonnen also praised the current state of the middleweight division, naming rising talents like Kyle Barboza, Bo Nickel, and Dennis Tululin, while mentioning Sean Strickland as a continuing threat. He called this one of the most exciting times the 185-pound weight class has ever seen, with more attention than ever before.
I mean, this isn't a simple fight where you go, well, go out and take him down. It's like, yeah, good luck. Go out and take him down. Yeah, it's true. And then you got to hold him there once you do it. Oh, and by the way, nobody else has taken down and held Dricus there. Like, this fight is starting to look different. The entire division is starting to look different. There's never been a time that 185 pounds has had such a spotlight on it. I'm watching this guy, Kyle Barrow, myself. I'm thinking this guy might quietly be the real assassin of that division, but that's not easy to say. I think Bo Nickel go all the way to the top. And I think that DeRinner is greatly underrated. And I don't think Sean Strickland is ready to move on just yet. Like, 185 is a really exciting proposition.
Sonnen acknowledged that Chimaev is rightly seen as the favorite, but admitted he isn't fully confident in how Chimaev will pull off a win. He's unsure whether Chimaev can repeatedly take Du Plessis down or hold him there. Sonnen believes the first round will be key. If Chimaev secures early control, the fight could tilt heavily in his favor. But if Du Plessis defends well and stays on his feet early, Sonnen feels the momentum may swing toward him as the bout progresses.
Is it a surprise that Chimaev is a favorite? No, I would expect him to be. But I also feel as though if I were predicting this today, I would lean Chimaev. As long as you didn't ask me a follow-up question. Like if I told you, hey, I think Chimaev's going to beat Dricus. Okay, great. If we all get up and walk out of the room, we're fine. The problem is if you're going to ask me how. How is he going to beat him? Because I am not fully confident that Chimaev can take him down at will. I'm not fully confident he can keep him there. We're going to know in the very first round. If Dricus gets taken down in the first round, things are going to unravel very quickly. But if he can defend a takedown for the entire first 5 minutes, it's only going to get easier to stay on your feet after that. It's an exciting match. I would expect Chimaev to be the favorite. And he is.
Jamahal Hill shared that he slightly favors Dricus Du Plessis in the upcoming bout, saying Du Plessis has often exceeded expectation. He praised Du Plessis for his endurance and physical power, which he believes could pose serious problems for Chimaev. Hill also noted Chimaev tends to slow down in longer fights, while Du Plessis' awkward and unpredictable striking might allow him to land key shots. However, he cautioned not to overlook Chimaev's raw grappling talent, which remains a major threat in any matchup.
I probably favor DDP. DDP in that one, just for the simple fact of I've doubted this dude so many times now, and he's shut me up bad every time. It may look like he's like fatiguing or he's like slowing down, but he's really not. I think he's got the better cardio. His physical strength, I believe, can pose a problem for anybody in that division. We've seen Khamzat fade over the course of rounds before. I just believe Dricus has a really, really awkward way of throwing strikes that's not easy to time, get a read on. So I believe he will land. So I probably lean more towards DDP, but you can't count a guy like Khamzat out. I believe he's one of the best natural pure grapplers. He does have the ability to throw some hands too. So it's interesting.
Robert Whittaker acknowledged the strength and technique behind Khamzat Chimaev's takedowns, but emphasized that Dricus Du Plessis is incredibly tough and hard to put away. He believes Du Plessis has the grit to endure Chimaev's early pressure and could shift the fight in his favor as it drags on.
Khamzat and DDP, the next fight. Who do you think's going to walk away as the champion?
I can't see anyone really stopping Chimaev's takedowns. Like, his takedowns are so hard to stop. It's super high level. Can DDP drag it into those later rounds? Can it get through the first grappling exchanges and then start to capitalize on his just like persistence, like doggedness to go away? Honestly, if Chimaev can't get DDP out of there, DDP wins. DDP wins almost every fight. You can't get rid of him, right? Because he's like mold, dude.
Ariel Helwani also gave his thoughts, saying Du Plessis is the type of fighter who learns as the fight goes on. He thinks the longer it lasts, the more it could swing toward Du Plessis, possibly giving him a valuable edge in both the match and his overall growth.
I think he takes him to deep water and he figures it out, and I think it's like a learning lesson for him and all this stuff.
So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about Khamzat versus DDP? Can we see Khamzat winning the middleweight title? Share your thoughts on this in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also check out our other videos on the screen right now.